What's going on, guys? Austin FFA here, or Luna. So today's story is something I've been waiting to tell you for a while. This is a crazy story, and I know you guys are gonna love it so much. So, before I get into this, no, her vagina did not turn into a monster and eat me, and yeah, I just want to tell you guys that now because I know everyone's gonna. I already know there's gonna be someone who puts quotes around that comment that I just made and put it in the comments, and it's gonna get top comment. But yeah. So having sex while tripping on acid, something that I'm not too proud of, something that I really just, it's funny to me to think about, and something that I do not advise you guys to do. So before I get into this, I don't condone the use of any drugs besides weed. I mean, weed's not gonna kill you. So stick to the icky, sticky shit, whatever the fuck it's called. Stick to the ganja, and don't do anything just because you watch my videos. If you guys want to go out and do something, that is on yourself, not because you watch one of my videos. But I just want to get that out of the way because, I care for you guys. But I had this video to talk about today, or this story that I was thinking about last night in the shower, which is kind of funny. I was in the shower because it had something to do with the story. So, yeah. So I was in the shower last night, and I remember I was in the shower, and I was like, shower. And I was thinking about stories because I haven't told a story on the channel in a while, and I was like trying to remember old times, thinking about all these old memories, and I'm like, oh wait, that one time. So I was with my girlfriend at the time, just a little over a year ago, and I was with my girlfriend at the time, and the same girl, I'm actually talking to her right now as we speak, which is kind of funny to me. So I'm talking to this girl, and yeah, I actually dated her a little over a year ago, and yeah, so I had this girlfriend at the time, and this one particular night we were going to see a movie. So I asked her to meet me at the local cinema by my house. If you guys ever watch my day in the life, I made a video, and there's like a movie theater right there, and I asked her to meet me there. So she meets me at this theater, and we went to see like some movie. I can't even remember what it was. I just remember we saw a movie together, and we were just sitting in the theater doing what couples do, and so we get out of the movie, and I didn't have any ride home. Keep in mind, it was winter, and it was cold, and, freezing cold weather and walking home isn't something I enjoy doing, so I just straight up said, I was like, do you have anyone that can maybe give us a ride? Because I called my parents, and they couldn't do it. So she did have her permit at the time, but didn't have her license like she does now, so she called up one of her friends who's like, I think he's like 20 years old, which is hilarious to me. I'm like, why do you know this kid? He's like 20. And keep in mind, guys, she's like 16, almost 17. So I'm like, how do you know this guy? She's like, oh, he's friends with my cousin. I met him. He's like kind of a druggie, and he's a redneck. So this guy pulls up to the mall in a pickup truck, and like the pickup truck was literally just like a really, really rusted, shitty ass truck, and it had no fucking muffler on it, and it reminded me a lot like I have this one redneck friend who has a truck that's red. It's a really shitty GMC truck. There's no muffler on it, and it literally makes more noise than like a huge stereo system would. So he pulls up in this huge, like, crappy, rusted pickup truck that's the loudest thing I've ever heard. And he rolls down the window, he's like, get in! So I jumped in first, and I'm sitting next to this dude in the middle, and then my girlfriend's at the end, and I don't know why I took the middle. I'm a retard. I must have been because I was cold or something. And we start talking to this guy. I was like, yo, what's up? He's like, yo. I was like, I'm Austin. What's your name? He's like, oh, I'm not going to say his name in case he's watching this, but we were hanging out just on the way back to my house. I gave him my address. I'm like, I live here. I live like 2 minutes away. It's right down this road. So we're driving back, and we're having a conversation about how they met, my girlfriend and him. And then she actually told me they met off an acid trip, which is hilarious. She was doing acid with her cousin, and then she met this guy. And this guy's like, yeah, that was good times. And I was like, oh, you still do acid? He's like, yeah, a lot, actually. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. So I actually got some in the back seat right now. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. So we were just driving. It didn't even cross my mind, guys. That thought did not cross my mind. And then when we got to my house, no one was home. Because like I said, my parents couldn't do anything. I think they were out doing something. And I remember asking, I was like, yo, you want to come in for like something to drink or something? He's like, yeah, sure. So he came in, and I remember making this dude coffee. Like, I didn't have anything to drink that was too good besides, like, really shitty, like, juice. And I was like, yo, I got coffee. You want coffee? He's like, yeah, I love coffee. So I made coffee. I suck at making coffee, by the way. It was the worst coffee I've ever made. And we start drinking this coffee, and I'm talking to him more and more about what he's done. And he's like, do you smoke? I was like, yeah, I smoke. So we actually went out to his truck and burned. So we were both really stoned at this point. And that's when he just popped the question and asked, yo, do you want to drop this acid with me? And when I told him, I was like, you know what, why not? So I took the tab with him. There was only 2 tabs. I took one, he took one, and my girlfriend didn't take any, which is kind of, I feel bad. I left her out. I would have given it to her if she wanted to. But yeah, she took nothing. So she's drinking our coffee in this kid's truck right now, and we're dissolving tabs of acid on our tongue while smoking. He's got a joint. We're smoking weed. And this is not my proudest moment, guys. I really, like I said, don't do this because you watch one of my videos. It's all on yourselves. Don't fucking do drugs. Don't do anything. And I'm just sitting in this kid's truck talking to my girlfriend while I'm waiting for this tab to dissolve on my tongue. And he gets a call. Keep in mind, it's like 8 o'clock at night. Later in the winter, like, you know, it's cold as fuck, winter, and I'm just sitting here, you know, dissolving this tab on my tongue, and I'm hitting this joint, and he gets a call on his phone, and he just goes, oh fuck. I was like, what's wrong? And he just continuously keeps saying, oh fuck, oh fuck. I'm like, what's wrong? And he's like, dude, I completely forgot, I'm so sorry. I'm like, what? And he's like, I gotta go pick up my friend. I'm like, huh? You gotta pick up your friend? Like, you just dropped acid. You're like, what? Like, how? Like, I was just lost for words when he said this, and I knew it wasn't true. I had a feeling. I was like, there's no way this guy just dropped acid and, like, wants to just leave for no reason. So I let him. I just said, fuck it. Go. Do whatever you gotta do. So he peaced out. He left. And I'm still lost for words to this day, because it's like, I just took a tab of acid. What should I do? Let's go drive. So he must have really not liked me or something, like, to just leave like that. And, like, there's no way, like, I forgot to pick up my friend. Maybe he was telling the truth, I don't know, but he leaves. And the effects are still kicking in for me. It was taking a little bit. I was in the beginning phases, what I usually feel, which is just kind of like a high, a really off-putting, weird high. And I didn't think anything of it, just kind of was relaxing, letting it kick in. And then my girlfriend and me went to my room, and we were sitting in my room watching that 70s show, which is my favorite show of all time. I love it. And we're watching that 70s show. I'm laughing at the jokes. It's the episode where Fez breaks his knee, and it's like a Halloween episode. It's really funny. I definitely recommend you guys checking that show out. And so yeah, I'm watching that 70s show, just kind of relaxing with my girlfriend, and we start doing things that a couple does, and then it leads to something else. And I'm sure you guys can tell what happened. We started kissing, and then I just kind of led into other things. So then we got undressed, and that is when things kind of got weird, because I was on acid, keep in mind, and I'm trying to watch the show and not, you know, the TV was kind of like, it was kind of weird. It was like waving back and forth, just make it like, you know, I'm seeing the visuals, the strong visuals that you get on acid, because it is a very powerful substance. And I've heard it's, I don't know, compared to other things, I've heard it's like one of the most powerful. I don't know, but it's definitely a serious thing not to mess with. And I only took 1 tab, and I've taken 2 before, so it was more minor than what than what happened previously. So I'm sitting here, completely tripping balls, while doing my girlfriend. I'm sitting here, and I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing? And she looked at me when she got undressed. She's like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And we just immediately got, you know, you guys know what happened next. We started doing our thing, and of course I used protection. Use protection. Jesus, guys, please use protection. And so I'm sitting here, and I go in hot, like a fucking flaring missile to the ground. I go in hot, and you know, I'm doing my thing. She's doing hers. You know, we're enjoying ourselves, okay? And that's when things kind of took a turn for the weirder side. I'm sitting there, and she's like, I'm looking down on her back while I'm doing this. We were in a position called doggy, if you've ever heard of it, doggy style. And God, I hate going into detail, but I'm sitting there, I'm looking at her backside, and it's just kind of like, almost, I could see it perfectly, and it was very clear and vivid, and I could see every detail. But then it got really like, almost like well, obviously she was breathing, but it looked like she was going like a weird wavy motion. I can't describe acid. It's something I can't describe, but it's one of those things you have to experience for yourself, but I don't recommend it. But so I started getting this. I started staring at her, and she looked at me. She's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." She's like, "You're staring at me weird." I'm like, "No, it's not you. I'm tripping balls. Like, seriously, I'm like tripping a complete balls." And she's like, "Yeah, he always has the most potent acid ever." I was like, "Yeah, it's pretty crazy." And I'm just looking around my room. My room is painted red, by the way, upstairs. At the time, it was painted red. Now it's like a beige color. And I'm looking around my room, and it's just bright red in my face. And I got this weird vibe. I literally got the vibe that I was in hell. And I straight up told her, I was like, "We're gonna have to move rooms." And she's like, "You know what, Austin? You cannot handle this when you're on drugs. We're gonna wait, okay? Just wait a few hours. You know, wait like till later in the night, and we'll just finish later." I was like, "Okay." She put on her clothes, and then from that point on, I just had to ride out the trip. I remember leaving my room, and I walked out of my room, and I was just completely like, what the fuck? I remember I said, like, my whole room's painted red, and I was looking around the room thinking I was literally in, like, a evil situation, so I had to leave the room because I was getting such a bad vibe. Like, when they say this shit's a spiritual, scary-ass substance, it really is, guys. Like, you could feel like there's, like, a Satan in your room. So I looked at the wall, and it was red, and I got scared and left. And then I went into the other room, which is my guest room, and I laid down on the bed and just kind of stared at the pattern on the bed sheets and, like, studied it for, like, a straight, like, no joke, I was staring at the bed sheets for, like, 30 minutes just studying the pattern and laid there with my girlfriend. And there's a TV in that room, too, so we watched Netflix in there instead. And we just kind of enjoyed ourselves. The trip was okay. It was a decent trip. It was pretty good. And, from that point on, I learned a lesson, don't fuck your girlfriend while on one of the most mind-altering, most powerful substances there is. So, yeah, don't do acid, don't do that shit, don't do serious drugs, and don't fuck your girlfriend while you're on it, okay? Word of advice from Austin. I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you hit the like button. The like really supports my channel, and it really does help. It'd be cool if we could hit, like, 1,000 likes on this. I don't know if we can or not. It's a goal. Maybe we can. It'd be cool. But anyway, this has been Austin FFA or Luna. I love you guys so much. Peace.